Hello, and welcome into another episode of Let's Stream Civilization 6. We're continuing our A to V challenge with Gilgamesh. We're just talking about his abilities a little bit, and this helps with multiplayer games, or if you're in a game where he's on your side, you get some extra warmonger penalty, or some reduced warmonger penalties if you go to war with someone you're allies with. I mean, usually we're not allied with anybody, so this isn't going to affect us that much. Shared combat experience is cool, but it doesn't. It literally doesn't affect us. It affects our allies, and I doubt we'll have allies. Epic quests can be useful early. It's a little hit or miss as far as if we're going to have barbarian outposts. Sometimes we get a few, sometimes we don't. Could try to seduce someone. We could try to have an ally. But the odds of us having an ally and wanting to declare war at the same time as then, it's really seems a little sketchy to me. Pay half the usual cost to levy city-state units. It's always intriguing. There's an achievement out there that we'd like to get. I think it's Nan Modal that we need to levy. But here's why you play Sumeria. Mr. Gilgamesh is the war cart master. So it's an ancient era unit, stronger than any other starting units. No penalties against anti-cavalry, and plus movement when you start in open terrain. It's really the movement that gives you your war cart advantage. And then ziggurats could give us some extra science and culture, which are a nice way to gain some culture and some science. Again, it's a tile improvement, which we'll probably use a few of these, but we're not going to cover our empire in them. Really strong if we find a Petra city, because you can put them on the desert tiles. So we will probably eye a domination or scientific victory with these things in mind. It's been requested that we do science, and that's I'm open to that. It'll just depend on how good are our cities initially. So we're going to be playing on deity as usual. Small. I mean, do we want to? Who are we ever going to play as a? We could do maybe Montezuma on a Pangea. Maybe we'll stand continents with him. I like the continents. Do city-states count as allies? Good question. I'm not sure. Mizumo. So start position. I don't know. The balance didn't really work out for us last time, but we'll go with it otherwise. Deity, standard, blah, 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 all the good stuff. Let's see what our territory looks like. They don't start as out.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest, from this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Much rests upon your shoulders, King Gilgamesh. Your own people, and many people of the world, look to you as a leader. But you are more than a mere man, and the weight of the world will never cause you to waver. Encourage the people of Sumer to settle the fertile lands along rivers, and be sure to choose your allies carefully, for there will be many vying for a piece of your strength. Venture forth, for it is time to begin your epic tale.
Cool. So Gilgamesh, a very ancient leader. Pretty cool dude in general. All right. Well, so here's our initial array. And we have a very weak desert. You could put the pyramids there, but you certainly wouldn't put the Petra there. It's just not worth it. And we unfortunately don't get to start with a war cart. Looks like the continent ends here. I think I'm a pretty big fan of moving here, just for the initial spices in our borders. I know that we'll expand there, and this is technically a hill, so it's a little bit more defensible. But I think I like the move. It also moves away from the desert, which makes your initial border growth better. Move away from the wheat. That's not a big deal. It's just a straight up food tile. We've got plenty of cattle. We're on grassland, so food's not going to be an issue. We really want to focus on production, and honestly, this hill might need to become a mine for us to really have success with this particular opening. We move away from that hill. But these are plains, so we could potentially be moving towards some plains hills. I'm a little bit worried about production in this particular city. The rainforest is nice early, but eventually you chop this down for farms because you get the same amount of production from them and more food. Yeah, we just need production, so... What move do we make with the warrior? I guess just here for no vision. And we're going to move there for our start. So I guess we get some production from the... We'll have some lumber mills. Lumber mills along rivers are good. We have another river up here. So I think we'll go here and then plan on crossing. Okay. A lot of rice. I don't think we can afford to move any more here. And then we're going to start with a very, very nice tile into a 4 yield tile, which is pretty darn good. Our war cart is slow as far as production time because we're only have the 1 production at the moment, but we're going to grow. We'll grow very, very fast. And then I think we'll start... I still think I like the slinger start. Having an archer makes a lot of sense. But, boy, melee strength 30 is just really good. Well, maybe we'll get a war cart, and part of what makes them good is the movement, and we've got plenty of open terrain to start in. And maybe we'll snag a settler. Who knows? Who knows? Got a decent campus district here. If we buy the tiles out to there, it'll get +2 from the jungle and then 1 for the mountain. Yeah, pretty low production capital, which makes me feel like we need to find better cities if we're going to go to space. All right, let's call that video 1. Yay.